Good morning, everyone. Uh, Today is our first video on our YouTube channel, telling people and our interested students and viewers on how to what are the basic important things that you need to know before you start driving. Now, there's what we call pre-drive checks, which is our class today. Pre-drive checks. Pre-drive checks, as the name implies, is the first thing you do when you get into the car before you start driving. Every good driver must understand and observe a pre-drive checks before you start driving. This is to ensure that you are safe while driving and other road users are also safe. Because remember one thing, that the safety of other road users is very important, and your safety is also important, because when you leave your house, you need to get back to your house or to your destination safely. Now, another thing is that when you have issues with other road users, either other vehicles or pedestrians, it will stop you or delay you from getting where you want to go. So, number one pre-drive checks is that when you get into the car, you lock the doors. When you shut the door, you have not secured yourself inside your car until you make sure you lock the doors. So, on the left hand side of the driver, there is a button here that you press on the up to make sure the central lock is locked, the four doors are locked, to deny unauthorized access. And 2 says that you should adjust the seat position. You adjust the seat position in a way that you will have to adjust it left. There's one here. This is for to raise the seat, to take it forward and backward. This one is for backrest, to adjust your seat in a way that you will well balance, in order to ensure that you can move, sit well and comfortably. So when you are sitting well, that's one type of seat adjustment, the one that is connected to the system of the car. And then the other type is the manual seat adjustment, where you can push the seat backward and forward under the seat with that spring under it there. You can adjust the seat. You can also adjust the backrest here by taking this one back and forth on the side of the seat. That is the second type of seat adjustment. Now, part 3 says that you should fasten your seat belt. You fasten the seat belt in order to ensure that you are safe while driving. When the car is involved in any form of accident, either fatal or little accident, there is need for you to get saved and not to injure yourself. So you fasten the seat belt. In fact, fastening of the seat belt is compulsory for the 2 occupants of the front seat in Nigeria. In order for you to be safe, you also use your seat once you sit in the seat. And there is a seat also attached to the back seat of the car. You sit there, you may want to use it. The 3 seats at the back has a seat belt. You may want to fasten your seat belt, because the rate of accident that happens is shown that most people that sit in the back seat always get more injured when an accident occurs. Number 4 pre-drive check says that you should adjust the mirrors. The car has 2 side mirrors and the up mirrors. So you are expected to adjust it to your view in order to have a good view of it, so that you can be able to see the vehicles on your right, vehicles on your left, and also vehicles behind as you are driving. The mirror adjustment button is here, where you can push. There's the one up here. You see L for left, R for right, and then you see this adjustment. So when you push it on the L, you can use the adjustment to adjust the mirror to your view. And when you push it on the R, you can adjust the mirror on the right. Meanwhile, the one on the up here should also be manually adjusted in a way that you can twist it to your height, so you can be able to see all that you need to see. That's pre-drive check number 4. Then number 5 is the handbrake. The handbrake, most times we say this a handbrake it has to be up when you park the car, and then it should be on. So most times a good driver will always park it and pull it up to help the adjust the handbrake or pull it up in order, in case you are parking on a gradient or a slope, it helps the car to be able to stay in a position that there will not be too much weight on the gear while you park the car. So the handbrake, then the number 6 says that the gear, the gear, you can see the gear is on park. The gear should be on park. Each time it comes to the parking position, your car gear should be on park, and which is also what the automatic car preaches. You see the line of selection of the automatic cars here. Here is a park position. When you bring the car to a place of parking and you want to go somewhere, you return it to park, and then for you to drive and start moving, there are other gear position. Now we have R here for reverse, we have N for neutral, we have D for drive, and we have 2 and L. So in most cases, the R is for backward driving, in case you want to drive to the back with the use of your pedals, not accelerating, and then with cautious washing on your mirrors and your environment. You will drive to the back gently, a short distance, and there are areas you can drive reverse, and the areas reverse are not allowed. You are going to do that in our proceeding classes. Then the neutral is when you are probably waiting for somebody and you want to remain in the car, then you put it on neutral. The difference between neutral and the park is that the neutral makes the wheel of the car to be free. It can roll if it's on a gradient or a slope, so your leg might have to be guiding the brake in order to make sure that the car doesn't roll. But if it's on a park, with the help of the handbrake, you can leave your car if it's in a safe environment and a parking environment. You don't park your car in a place that parking is not allowed. And meanwhile, the drive is a position that you switch your automatic car to before you start driving. Once your drive gear is switched to a drive position, it begins to go. The car begins to go, and then the next thing, you can go to your destination. The rate at which you are accelerating will determine the movement of the car. So you are expected to be cautious while accelerating in order not to use the accelerator so much. The indicator on the gear, there's an indicator on the dashboard, which is the speedometer, indicate how fast you are going while you are accelerating. And then the 2 and the L positions. 1 for the 2 is there to help the car in case you are climbing a very high hill and you need the support of another gear to help the D to climb. At that time, you can switch it to the 2 position. Or here, when you are on a bit of rough road and you want to switch out of a sand or whatever, maneuvered out, you can switch it to L. Now this is your pedals, the accelerator pedal and the brake pedal. Down there, you can see this is the brake pedal. This one here is the brake pedal you use to control the speed of the car in case you want to slow down or anything. And this one here to the right is the accelerator pedal. You use it to press the accelerator. That is what you use to increase the speed of the car. So the opposite of acceleration is deceleration. The first step in slowing down the car is to decelerate by taking your leg off the car and by making sure the leg is off the accelerator, and then the next thing for you to slow down, go down on the brake to slow down the car. So you are doing this, you are washing your mirror, making sure that your back is free, and that's it. Now the next pre-drive check after this is the steering wheel. This is directly in front of you, and it's the responsibility of every driver to learn how to control the steering, because whichever direction the steering is controlled, that's where the car goes to. Now you can see the 2 best position to hold the steering is here. Assuming this is a clock, and we have 12, we have 6, we have 9, and we have 3. We have 9 and 3. Then here, 9 to 3 is also known as quarter to 3 hand position. Best way to hold the steering, and the second best way to hold the steering is 10 to 2. Clock hand position to hold the steering. When you want to turn your steering on the steering, it's advisable to observe what is called the push and pull. Like for instance, what I'm doing now, I'm observing a push steering position, and then at this time my tire is going this way, and I'm observing a pull that is back to the road, in order for your car to come back to the road. Now on the neck of the steering, you have on the left, you have a signal handle. This you use to indicate the direction you are going to on the road for the road users to understand. So you don't just make a turn that can lead to accident on the road. The left is for left turn, the down is for left turn, the up is for right turn, and the middle is for return. You must do this ahead of time in order to communicate with other road users the direction you are going to. Remember that you as a driver, the only way you communicate with other road users is by the signs on the car, the signals on the car. So you must also make sure you use it at all times. On the right, the second button we have, this is a Toyota Camry. On the right, we have the wiper handle, which is used to wipe a windscreen to make it remove dirt. In case it's raining, there are 3 steps on the wiper. The first for normal wiping, little wiping, the second for a higher step, and the third one for high step in case it's raining. Then to return it, you take it final up, and the wiper stop. Now here is another bit. This is what we call the dashboard of the car. The dashboard. Entire here to this place is the dashboard of the car. Dashboard from here down to the other side is the dashboard, and here inside here is what is known as the instrument panel. The instrument panel is here to guide you as you are driving, to show you how your car is working. You need to always watch this place, that what is really not working and what is working. For instance, when you put off this engine, the revolution counter drops 0, and when you put it on, it goes up. You see, so as you start the car, the revolution counter begins to go up from 0 to 1 and then towards 2. It shows you how your engine is actually working, and then this can be a sign of a future problem. If you just start the car and this begin to rise, so you can see from 6, after 6 now you see red means danger, that there's need to be to check something on the engine to avoid problem. Now the next one is here, which is the temperature gauge. It indicates to you how the temperature of your car is working. Is the temperature high? The car is built that when it starts, the temperature grow and rise to a certain level, but there is a level it will rise to, and it will be a danger and a risk to the life of the car. So you need to also watch at all time that your temperature is not rising more. You can see towards the up there's a H which is high, means that your temperature is high. If it keeps high like that and you are driving, it's a risk to the engine. It can break down the car, and you are not going to enjoy using the car. It can stop. If you don't stop the car can stop you. In our class on vehicle maintenance, we are going to tell you what you are supposed to do when you notice that your temperature is rising or any abnormalities, and then how you can sort some of these problems yourself. Remember that all this selection on the gear, this line from parking to reverse to neutral, drive to and L, they are also on the dashboard. So each time you select for this car, you see all of them in line here. The next one here is the speedometer. The speedometer here is indicated in the speed at which you are doing while you are driving. The speed here is indicated on the inner side. So the speedometer in kilometer per hour is indicated on the inner side, the small one. So as you start the car and you are accelerating, the rate at which you are indicated on the dashboard, in order for you to guide yourself. And every road you are driving has a speed that is permitted. So you are driving on a 60 km per hour road. That's what is allowed, is on the 60 km per hour road. You are also supposed to make sure you maintain that speed. If not, somewhere where there are cameras, you get traffic speed violation. Somewhere where there are no cameras is a risk. Road safety can pull you off, and it's also dangerous to the other road users. You need to maintain the speed at which you are driving. In our road signs and signals, we are going to teach you what you need to know and how you observe the signs on the road and how to respect them. Now that's for speedometer. So in the next one is the fuel gauge here. You see fuel gauge. Fuel gauge is what indicates to you the quantity of fuel you have in your tank. For instance, what I have here is a quarter and also dropping. So if you have a quarter like this, it determines the distance that you can travel to. You cannot plan your journey that is more than the fuel you have. So it's advisable before you undergo a journey, you have your fuel intact that can take you there and bring you, or probably to the half where you can get more fuel to have in your tank in order to proceed. Here we have odometer, which is indicated in trip A and trip B. So the odometer is the total distance the car has covered in its lifetime. The trip A is the other distances that the car covered. You can use it to calculate the distance from point A to point B. For instance, you are going from here to Victoria Island. I want to know what are the number of kilometers that you cover from here to VI. You might decide to wipe trip A to 000, and it will take you to a distance, and when you get to your destination, you check what you have covered, because on your own you cannot be calculating the number of kilometers you have done. Trip B, you see trip B here, I use it for my servicing. I also wipe it down to 00, and then I use it to count the next date of servicing. It's indicated by the total distance I've covered, number of kilometers I've covered. But I'm going to teach you when it comes to days of servicing and when next to service, and how it's related to different cars, and all cars does not have the same condition of servicing. So introduction to driving. Now next, you can see here you have line of selection for air conditioner and fan. Here you have the rate at which you don't want smell from outside to get into your car. Here you can put it on when you start your car. You press it, the light comes on. It will make the air in the car to circulate within itself without bringing it outside smell and not inside the car. You know, you can off it. When you off it, sometimes you can be passing through a very smelly gutter and the gutter begin to smell inside the car. It's because you have did not activate this. Now here is the rate at which you want your AC vents to blow. This is like the fan speed from low to higher, and the highest. You see, so it's how you want it to blow. Here is the handle for the AC. You can put your AC on by pressing this, and your AC is already on. The car is cooling. The blue is for cooling side, while the red is for heater side. You might be using your car in Europe where the weather is very hot and the weather is very cold, and you want to switch your AC to the heater side. In this case, your AC is all blowing cold, it's giving you heat. But in Nigeria, we need it more on blue so that we can get heat. Now this is the ventilation as if how you want the car to give you the vent. Now here is direct to your body, here is to the body and to the foot, and then here is only to the foot. Here is raining and the windscreen is blurry. You also want to receive the breeze while the windscreen is receiving the breeze as well. In order to clear it from being blurred, you set it here. Now if you want it on only the windscreen and you don't want it directly on yourself, you set it here. In this case, you can also make it the air there to circulate, to filter within it. This is the end of our introduction class. There are more things to know in the engine, in the vehicle maintenance section. We'll discuss that as we talk about how you can maintain your car, how you can keep your car going, how you can use your car in Nigeria, the kind of mechanics that you need to work on your car, how you need to pay attention to know what's really wrong, and how you need to know what really is being changed in your car. And then we will keep you updated. Thank you guys, and have a nice day. Our account is there, follow us, and if there's any need for inquiry for home training driving class, want us to meet you in the house and train you, we will also do it within Ajah, Lekki, Victoria Island, and you let us know. We can give you a video class as well that can guide you. But remember, driving is theory and practical, so whatever you learn here is not the end to your driving class. Make sure you put it